You guys won't believe it. I went to go grab my hat. It's broken. The flex thing broke. Like, what? That sucks. I haven't even had this hat like a year yet. Usually I have hats for like a good couple of years. I think my last hat I had like 3, almost 4 years. That sucks. Well, it is what it is. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to RC Overload Tuesdays. I've got a few questions to answer for you guys. Some that are interesting. Some that are general. So, we'll just kind of get into it, shall we? First question. What is your preferred motor / ESC combo on the SCX-10 II? Right now I am running the Tekin 35 turn brushed motor on there with the Holmes Hobby ESC, very similar to the Axial ESC. But that's what I'm running on mine. That is all I've been running on my trucks. I like that setup. It's done me very well. That, and I just never really got around to trying anything else. I usually take anything that's in the stock system, run it for a little bit, and then I'll usually just go and put the Tekin motor that I like in it, and if the ESC blows up, then I will replace it with a Holmes Hobby ESC, because they're just reliable. They're good. That's what I like. That's just me. Next question. And actually, I was asked this question, sort of, like 3 times, so I'll answer it for 3 of you. If you could only own one specific scale of RC, if there was only one you could buy, what would you have? Also, what is your favorite RC that you own, and favorite type of RC and why? So to answer all 3 of your questions, it's very simple for me. If there was only one type of RC I could buy, that I would want to buy, it would definitely have to be 5th scale. And specifically what my favorite RC is my Losi, out of everything I have. I love that thing, even though it's just been sitting down here because I haven't finished rebuilding the motor on it. But ultimately, that is my favorite RC out of everything I have ever owned. It's just something about the large scale, the massive size of it, that I could sell everything else I have and just keep that. Heck, if I could financially afford it, I would run my shows strictly on 5th scales, if I could. Ever since I got that thing, I've just been addicted to 5th scale trucks. It's an amazing piece of machinery, especially when it's that large and it's hauling ass coming at you, and then you launch it off of a jump. It's beautiful. How much does a pickle weigh? Really? Well, fine, let's figure it out. Go on Google here. Because I don't have a pickle and I don't have a weighing scale small enough for a pickle. So, how much does a pickle... Wow, that's like one of the first things that kind of popped up. How much does a pickle weigh? So according to the website Food Volume to Weight Conversions, it says a pickle weighs approximately 0.37 pounds, or 6 ounces, or 0.17 kilograms, or 170 grams. And for those of you that did not know, it has 204 carbohydrates, 1.49 fat, protein is 1.53, and that's about it. It's got a whole bunch of other stuff: calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, zinc, vitamin C. Jesus. Pickles are extremely healthy. And I hate pickles. Well, there you go. That's how much a pickle weighs. You guys are insane. I love it. I love it. Alright, back to the questions. What was the weirdest thing that happened at your hobby shop? Speaking of which, just so you guys know, I no longer actually work at my local hobby store. Me and one other guy ended up having to be let go because the hobby store just financially wasn't doing so well this year. So that's kind of a bummer. I no longer work there. But it is what it is, and there's other means. Other means for stuff. That's a tough one, because I was there for like a year and a half. There was a lot of stuff that happened. I think my favorite one involved popcorn, Slim Jims, and Tabasco sauce. And there may or may not have been some sort of seagull involved in it. More like 20 to 30 seagulls involved in it, and that's all I'm gonna say. I did not partake in this. I just visually watched. It was hilarious. Other than that, honestly, it was actually very boring at the hobby store, quite a bit. You know, you'd have your customers come in, they'd ask questions, they'd buy stuff, they'd chat with you for a little bit, and then they leave. I mean, it's been an interesting place, but very boring overall, to be honest. Do you watch your own videos? Yes, I do. I watch every single video I make. Well, yes and no. When I upload some of them to YouTube, I actually don't bother to watch them once they're up there sometimes. If I want to check to make sure the quality is good, I'll do just a quick preview, make sure that it is at 1080p or 1080, whatever it is. Otherwise, I probably watch my videos when I'm editing it at least anywhere between 20 to, you know, depending on how long it is, it's like 75 times. So by the time I'm ready to upload it to YouTube, I'm done looking at it. I want to move on from that project and go on to something else. Because when you're editing it, you're constantly previewing what you just did, and you're constantly going back and watching, and all right, I need to make that edit. Go back, watch it. Okay, that's good. Move on. Go back, watch it. Does everything flow right? So you're watching it constantly over and over and over again, and as exciting as it is and fun as it is to build up a video from raw footage, it does get very mundane and it does get very annoying at times, especially when you're working on a project that's, you know, taking several days to edit. You know, by the time you're done with that and you've stared at it for hours and hours, you just want to be done with it. So most of the time I won't really watch my own videos once they're back up on YouTube, unless I'm trying to, you know, go back to something maybe you guys made a comment on that I'm just trying to refresh about, checking the quality, or if it's a video that I really, really enjoyed, like I just loved the way it came out, I will go back and watch it once in a while. For instance, this past Sunday, I uploaded the GoPro on my Mini Apprentice, and if you guys haven't seen that, I'll put a little card right up here so you guys can click it. It was really cool. Strapped a GoPro to it, flew it around, came out awesome. I just love the way that that video came out in general. So I actually watched that thing like 5 times. So, yeah. Yes and no. Last question. Why did you start a YouTube channel? I didn't start a YouTube channel. I don't even know what YouTube is. No, YouTube. Why did I start a YouTube channel? That's a good question. Actually, it was a combination of many things, and I could probably elaborate on this for an entire video, a good 10 to 20 minute video, but I'll just try to keep this somewhat short. Now, quick step back, I've been in the hobby, in and out of it since I was 14. Over 14 years ago now, because I'm just about 28 here in about a week or so. So I've been in and out of the hobby for 14 years. You know, there's been a couple of years here and there in the beginning that I was out of it, you know, obviously teenager, getting a car, girlfriends, partying and stuff like that. So I've been in and out of it, and another thing is, when I got out of high school, I actually, for a graduation present, I was given a camera. I got a camera, video camera, to start filming some stuff. So I used to film my buddies riding ATVs up at my buddy's parents' cabin when we used to go up there and go party for the weekend or just to get away. I would go up there with them and film them on the quads, and I'd make a really cool action video out of it before YouTube was even a thing. So then, you know, stepping forward a bit, my son was born. I had actually sold off at that time my very first Revo 3.3 because I needed some money. And stepping ahead again, when he turned 2, I was actually just kind of getting bored with myself. I needed something to do instead of just going to work, coming home, family, going to work, coming home, family, over and over and over again. I needed something to do to excite myself and whatnot. So I jumped back into the hobby, picked up the 1/16 Revo, which you guys know is the Mini Summit. And when I was browsing online for some upgrades and stuff like that, that's when I discovered the YouTube videos. I mean, I had already known about YouTube and whatnot, but that's when I realized that there was already a community built on radio-controlled cars on YouTube. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so it got me thinking, I'm like, well, I got a little camera, a little tiny picture camera phone, which actually, I think I still have it. I do! Oh! So, I'll get up close here. So this was the very first thing I filmed anything with RC Overload on. I bought it at Best Buy for a couple $100 to just, you know, take some pictures of stuff, but it's a Sony CyberShot. Carl Zeiss, yeah, I don't know. Doesn't even really work anymore. It's got a 10.2 megapixels. Pretty cool. A little flat thing. Did videos and pictures and whatnot and so forth. So this is what the very first like 20 or so videos that I filmed RC Overload on was this. But so I had that. I'm like, that'd be kind of cool, make some videos. And that's also when I realized you could make a little bit of money on YouTube. And I'm like, oh, that's even better. That's like an added on bonus. So that's when I started up RC Overload after, you know, coming up with a name which took me 3 weeks to do. And the name kind of came up because I was just like, I'm overwhelmed. I can't come up with a name for this, like a channel. And that's when I was like, Overload. RC Overload, because I'm overwhelmed. And it actually fits because I'm always overwhelmed with everything that I do here now that the channel has been established. But so yeah, that's how I started the channel up, was just because I had a little experience filmmaking. I had the RCs. I realized that there was a community built around it. There was a lot of great people, you know, online. Yeah, that's kind of how it started. I just wanted to make videos for it and, you know, maybe make a little extra cash here and there to help fund what I was doing, maybe buy some parts and stuff. And before I knew it, my channel has grown, and it's now been 4 years coming up here, 4 years of doing this, and we're almost at 20,000 subscribers. And I did not expect to be as big as I was. I just figured I'd enjoy making videos here and there, but once I got into it, I realized how much I just wanted to keep doing it. How much I enjoy just taking a camera, shooting raw footage, and then putting it together to make something really cool and epic out of it. So that's kind of like a simplistic form of why I started the channel. So just a combination of just past experiences all led up to this, really. And I have no idea where this channel is going to go here in the next couple of years. I'm just going along for the ride, and as things come up, and, you know, the channel's ever growing and evolving. So maybe one day we'll get more in depth about it, because there is a lot more to it, but that was kind of the gist of everything. Alright guys, well, that's all the time I have for today. I have quite a few things I have to do, prep for this week. I got some cool video ideas. Might take either the Axial Yeti out, or the Spartan out, or the Revo 3.3 out. I don't know. But this weekend, coming up, I believe I'm going to be meeting up with Joe from JPRC, and we might be doing some kind of scale crawling video. So be out on the lookout for that in the following week. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you have a question about RCs, filming, me, YouTube, anything at all, feel free to ask it below in the comments section. And I'll see you guys next time on the next RC Overload. Later.